Can you believe it, folks? Can you believe it? This is only half also. 487 carats of pink sapphire. Unbelievable. How to, cousins? I'm excited today because we're out looking for sapphires and rubies and other precious or semi-precious minerals out here in the mountains of western North Carolina. But we need some protein to start our day off, so we're gonna get over here to a bagel shop and get what I like to call the Rusty Special. It's 2 eggs, cheddar cheese, bacon on a bagel, an Asiago cheese bagel. The 2 eggs is really what's clutch about it. I call it the Rusty Special. We're gonna grab one right now. A 1 and a 2 and Rusty the reseller, he'll sell you the shirt off his back. Well, I have done it.
Oh man,
That was a big bite, Peaches.
it's so good.
Don't choke on that.
They nail it every time.
They really do. I'm loving mine also. In western North Carolina, we're going to look for some sapphires and rubies. Corundum is a scientific name. It is a 9 out of 10 on the Mohs or Mohs scale, however you pronounce it. I know I don't pronounce it correctly, I'm sure. But anyhow, we're going to look out here. We got some tools, just some little hand spades and stuff. And hopefully we can find something cool. Join us on this. I'm going to turn this around. We got Peaches here. Here, son.
Morning.
Getting your stuff together?
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great day.
Yes, it is. Let's do it. All right, we have made it to our first spot. There's sort of the behind view of Peaches. And we're going to go look through this whole area here. Just do some surface collecting to start before we get down to the cat's eye cut where I like to go. But let me take you down. What I like to do is come down here to the bottom of this little section. All right, I got to be careful because it is wet. It has heavily rained the last couple of days. Was hoping for a little bit more sunshine, but we're not getting any of that right now. It doesn't mean it won't happen, but it's not like that right now. Anyhow, what I like to do is come to the bottom here where if you think about heavy rains and then this whole kind of canal right here, the water rushes down. Oh, careful, Peaches.
Got it.
It kind of rushes all the way down through here and dumps in this area. Now, corundum is heavy, okay? And so it, like gold, in a sense, which is heavier than other materials around a lot of times, will collect in bottom, the little pools or drop-offs like this, and also just kind of get stirred up by the water and will be around like this. So I'm going to start looking. I'm going to kind of show you. Most of what we find here is very, very small, but it's just kind of fun anyways. As I kind of find some stuff, I'm gonna show you what I'm looking for. Okay, folks, look at this. It's very small. I'm gonna pull right up to it, right here. Do you see that little speck right there in the middle? I'm gonna pick it up here. Now, if you see on my finger here, do you see how that kind of glimmers? That kind of shines in the light? That is a piece of corundum, folks. That's a piece of sapphire. It's a very light pink color. Would technically be considered probably a pink sapphire, not quite dark enough to be a ruby, of course. But this is the kind of thing we're looking for. All right, so interesting right here, folks. Peach is going to assist me here. I want you to pick that up, Peaches. That right there, pull it up here high so I can look at it. That, I need to make sure I know where you pulled it from. Okay, right here. This is not, it looks pink and red, but it's a different type of mineral. It's very like crumbly. I don't exactly know what it is, but this stuff fools us all the time. But, okay, I can pull that away, Peaches. Now I'm gonna open this up. Can you, this piece right here, you see that right there? This, okay. Pull that out and try to rub that off with your finger. That is actually a piece of corundum. Can you shine it up enough that you can see the kind of...
Well.
Yeah, look at that. So see that right there is a piece. Move your thumbnail. Good night, son. It's still not working for me, Peaches. Can you move it around? Put it in the palm of your hand. There you go. Well, that's ugly. Okay, Peaches got it set up there. Let's move your hand a little bit. Can you see that shimmery? And it's definitely like a pinkish red hue. And we'll show it later with some light so you can see it better. But those are nice little finds. Okay, here's another piece, folks. Right down in here. Do you see that bright pink right there as I turn? Well, It's going to be bright no matter what I do. But look at this. I'm going to get it. It's very small. Just pull it out with my fingernail. See that pink? Well, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. It's not a large piece. Nothing we've found so far is, but look at that. That is, that's a pink sapphire right there, so it's gorgeous. Check this out, folks. How cool is that? All kinds of cool creatures out here in the forest, folks. I mean, just beautiful. And while I'm looking at that, I'm going to roll right over here to a piece of corundum. I see. Got to get my camera on it correctly. Where's it at? Oh, here it is, right here. See that? That's actually a good little chunk right there. You can see that glimmer. That's a real good chunk. That's probably, goodness, maybe a couple carats worth. Obviously, this is not facet grade, folks, but if I were just to weigh it, that's what it would be about. Here's a little spot. Look at this. Nice. Just sticking right there. And the best part is, Peaches just walked right over it. Didn't even see it. That's beautiful. All right, we're going to go ahead and just hit, since we don't have a whole lot of sunlight. We are finding tiny little specimens, but it's very difficult to even see those in the cloud cover. So we're just going to head on down to the, oh my, look at this. This is beautiful. This is what I'm talking about with just the beautiful nature. Look at these natural flowers. And I have no idea. It's almost like a cup of some kind. I don't know what that is, but that's gorgeous, folks. There's another one right over here. Look what we came across, folks. I think it's a salamander, but look at that little guy. He's gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful. This spot here has been heavily worked on. You can see down through here where people have worked in the past. You can see rocks people have put up on there. Over here on this side, you see this pool that has clearly been made, sort of man-made, to allow water to trickle in so that people can use it to sift and clean off rocks and stuff. And then up here, someone has put a hose. Now, I don't like the idea of people coming out and leaving junk around in nature. So it's too bad, but clearly, you know, people have been here quite a bit. Still hoping we'll find a few things today. Find anything down there, Peaches?
Nope.
Bummer town.
Peaches here. All right, Peaches here. So what are our process for today? We started down at the bottom of this cut here. We slowly started working our way upstream, up the mountain. Just kind of digging and disturbing the sediment and the rocks and getting down in there. And now we're back down at the bottom. And the water's still a little murky, but it's going to start clearing up. We're going to climb back up where we just went, and hopefully we've overturned some stuff, and we're going to find some really nice pieces. Let's see what happens. Alright, Peaches here. Look at this little piece, little specimen here I found. Look at that. Can you see that?
Did you find one?
I believe so. Yeah. We'll keep that one.
All right, folks, we have found a really nice specimen. You can see these big rocks, even these right here. This, you can see how I broke a little bit of this. This is that greenstone. Some people call it olivine, some people call it zoisite. Here's another piece that's got green in it, but you can see this interesting schist that has grown in that. And I don't even know if I hit it, wouldn't even probably have to hit it all that hard to break that piece off. Well, maybe harder than I think. Anyhow, what I wanted to show you is this. Turn this big guy up, and you can see this very large piece of corundum growing in this. This is a very large chunk, just based on what I can see. I don't know how I'm going to get it out of there, but we do see some natural fissures in this rock, as you can see. So that might make it easy, but I don't bring tools. I'm not here to break open rocks. I'm not here to destroy stuff. So it's just, maybe this one we just leave, but it's very cool to see. This is the kind of stuff, this is how it grows. It grows in matrix with these rocks. And what we're looking for are ones that have broken out, loosened up, and hopefully a darker pink or red color. Do you see this piece here?
Yep.
That is sapphire. Boom.
All right. Look at this, folks. Look at that. Oh, come on, camera. Look at that. Do you see that? That's a nice piece.
Now I caught this little guy. I'm going to put him right back in the water. I'm not going to hurt him, but I wanted you to see him. He's really neat. He's going to try to slip out because they're so slippery. They're so slippery, these little guys. He's going to try to jump out here. Look at him. Look how cute he is. I'll put him right back in the water. There he goes. You didn't even see him where he went. They're so cool, those salamanders. All right, go ahead.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, nice, on your first pull. Good, it's gonna be a good spot, I think, Pete.
I think so.
Now, for those of you tuning in, this little hand, this little sifter thing here, we did not bring this. We found this. It was left by someone here. So we don't typically, we just like to surface collect usually, folks. But you know what? It was here. It was left. And you know what? It wasn't like hidden. Someone just didn't care. They left it. So we are using it just with some dirt we find here, and we're going to take it, we're going to pack it out of here with us. And if someone comes back and is upset that we took their thing, well, they shouldn't have left it in the first place. That's not a good thing to do in this environment. Ooh. Peaches. He completely missed that. That's got a gorgeous color, does it not? As you can see, we got a nice little stream to work with. But then there's this junk, remnants of people who've been out here before us, cluttering up. Guys, it's fun to come out here, but you need to leave things the way you found them. Nice, very light pink, you might even call it peach color corundum. We got a nice thing of, I believe this is maybe mica. It's like a dark, almost like an emerald green color. Do you see that? It's a very gorgeous specimen. All right, we got everything done. I think it's time to head back. So we're gonna get back to the vehicle, take a look at what we found. And then when we get back to the warehouse, I'll lay them out on the table. I'll take you through them. We'll talk about if it was worth it or not. let's take a look at a few of the things that we found today. Had a great time, beautiful nature. Really enjoyed spending time with my good friend, Gene Peach. And let's take a look at some of these stones. All right, I pulled a bunch of these out here to show you what we got. I got my scale out here. And in fact, let me get it all ready for us. I have it on grams because I've been weighing a lot of scrap silver and gold recently. But I'm going to move it over to carat weight. These little scales are fantastic, folks. You can weigh, jewelry, precious metals, and even stones. And so, first off, let's talk about this. This green stone right here is called zoisite. Z-O-I-S-I-T-E, zoisite. And it's this brilliant, this is like a kind of a darker colored specimen, as you can see here. But as you can see, these little pink little dots here on the end, that is pink sapphire, all right, corundum. Sapphire and rubies are both called corundum. They are very hard stones, 9 out of 10 on a scale, 10 being a diamond, of course. And you can see that these, all of these pieces that I've brought back today are ones that we found that had very prominent, this has got a very prominent pink sapphire growing out right here, and then it's littered with other little tiny pieces as well. These are great little specimens you see on the backside here by my thumbnail. There's some others as well. These can polish up real nice. They're fairly fragile. This you can see has a lot of kind of white in it, and then some green. Others are a darker color. This one, a little bit darker. You can see a lot of that pink in there. This is something that got broken out of a stone we were working on, some on the backside there too. And then the big one I'm about to show you here in a moment, it came out of a large, I mean, where we go, this stuff is super plentiful. Look at that little, it's almost like watermelon color, you know, that's got the green, and it's not quite like watermelon tourmaline. Obviously, this is not the kind of thing that you would cut for facet grade, but you could make cabochons out of this if it didn't crumble and fall apart. Some of these we've worked on before when you got like rock grinders and things, polishers will just crumble to pieces. Others will be a little bit more stout and can handle being polished down, and they can make beautiful pendants or little things put in rings or earrings, things like that. And these things we could bring these things back by the truckload. I mean, the whole mountain is littered with these things. There's boulders that weigh 10 times what I weigh, that you just couldn't even get out of there if you wanted to. But they're pretty incredible. Now let's talk about these here. And you can see kind of the variety of colors and things that we can find in that area. Corundum cousin, all colors. This is kind of sort of like an orangish, creamish color. You can see how that shimmers right there. That's one of the ways you know it's a sapphire when you're out. The other thing is it's quite heavy for its size. And then also a lot of times they can grow in very sort of symmetrical shapes, that crystallization as it's forming. Here's another one. It kind of just looks like a rough rock. You can see a little glimmers of that, but when you turn on the side, it kind of blinks at you like a trout turning over in the water. And so what we're really looking for, folks, here's one that's kind of not the greatest condition, but it definitely is. It is one. Then we've got these over here. This is kind of more of a, it's kind of on this reddish orangish sort of color spectrum there. Kind of an interesting one. And then these, of course, I like. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. These are beautiful, nice, like pink and peach, approaching some red. If you can find the darker red, you can find the better and more valuable they are. But these, mostly, there's a lot of the, up on the top where we source just rock, service collecting is this very thin, light, soft pink color, which I think is quite beautiful, but it ends up being quite fragile as well. This is one we found down there. This is very unusual to find in our area. This is kind of like a grayish with some blue in it. Now, blue a lot of times comes from other states up in north central United States, but in North Carolina, you don't typically find ones with blue in it. So that's pretty rare. And then use these beautiful kind of pink colors in here. This is more of like a medium pink color. And then ones like this are approaching a little bit darker in that. And if I if I pull open this right here, where are we at? Yeah. Here are some that I had found in the past that are more of like star rubies. Do you see that? Boom. Those are beautiful. I had these cut out by a lapidary locally and put into earrings. And they're beautiful. I had some pendants and things made, sent them to some family members for Christmas a few years back. It was a wonderful experience for all, I believe. But it's just beautiful to see that something like this could turn into something like that if it were cut properly. All right, now let's talk about the big puppies, the ones that really made this trip worth it. As you can see, and you saw from the video where I was busting a rock, I don't bring tools out there. I don't. It may not even be legal, and I don't want to do it anyways. I'm not interested in taking jackhammers and sledgehammers and rocks and things. I don't mind scratching the surface and collecting, but I want to walk away and let the water wash away the dirt, and it'll be as if I've never been there. But in this case, I found one, and I did bust up part of one rock. It's not typical, but I have never found a sapphire of this size out of a large stone in this area before, and it was just gargantuan. Now what you're looking at are the two bigger pieces from that from our excursion. The rest of them, I believe that we kind of divided and conquered. Peaches took the rest. He was going to weigh them and list those, but these this is a pink sapphire here. It's corundum. It's broken up, but you can see how that glimmer, how that's doing. This would be the kind of stone that you could cut into several cabs, or this would be an excellent specimen for a mineral or gemstone collector. Now, if we come over here, I think this turned off. Let me turn it back on. What we're looking at here, make sure it's on here. It is the smaller of the two large ones is 174 carats. 174 carats, folks. Pink sapphire. Let's go to the next one here. 313 carats. Folks, I've never found a sapphire in a rock or out on its own that this is this large. Certainly not that had a desirable color like a pink or a red. It's gorgeous. It just looks like maybe sort of a typical stone to you right now, but if I were to polish this puppy up, it would be a very nice soft pink color. Again, it's not facet grade because it's not clear. It's not fully translucent. It's semi-translucent, semi-opaque, and so, but it would give off a very beautiful cream color. What we'll probably do first, if we decide not to sell it as a specimen like this, what we'll do is we'll scrape off and sand off sort of this green and brown on the edge until what we're looking at primarily is just the stone. And I actually I would love to do that simply so that I could run a light through it and you could see just how beautiful and see if it would catch much light inside. The amount of light it would catch would tell me how translucent it is actually. Get some of this zoisite off here. And stuff, but it's a beautiful, I mean, the green, some of these that you can make into cabs when you keep the sapphire and part of the zoisite, that green and pink color can be just a very beautiful contrast. But anyway, folks, incredible stuff. Just this part, which is roughly half of what we came away with. Peaches has the other. In total, we're looking at 487 carats worth of North Carolina made pink sapphire. Just gorgeous. Rusty hair